Theme song.
I'd love to meet like one of those kids like from old internet, you know, because like nowadays on Xbox Live and online platforms, people don't use microphones because they play with their friends and they just go into little own private parties.
Yeah.
So you don't hear many people anymore. So you don't hear the little kids screaming nigger and how he fucked your mother anymore. And I'd like to meet one of those in just real life. There's this little short runty thing and just have him say that to you.
It happens every now and again. You'll see it, like just the beautiful moment of, oh, I'm not on the internet.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you know, again, it's like back, you know, you might get hit. And I'm 100% like, okay, like you shouldn't like hit like young children, but between the ages of about 13 and 18, you need to punch boys. Like, you just fucking need to, because they're gonna push and push until someone essentially just clotheslines them and says, stop acting like a fuckhead, or larger beings will kill you. And you have to give them educational clotheslines before before they run into somebody who's gonna fucking actually, like, you know, pound the shit out of their face. Oh, look at that.
I got a sword.
Got an Enzis.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Enzis Ferrari.
Did you add it to your fucking repertoire of bullshit?
Nah, it just powers me up.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's kinda lame.
It's pretty shit.
I was fucking...
I just had to fight with Book McCoy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, go into whatever your fucking character thing was. Okay, go to neutral.
Yeah, like, these are...
Yeah, but like, does...
No.
Alright, huh.
Yeah, it's like, these are just stat sticks. That's all they are.
That's a bit of a shame.
Like, because all this... I might, like, be able to unlock it on here maybe somewhere. It's like, use sword.
Use Enzis.
Use Enzis.
Oh, look at that big brick. Excellent.
I move giant brick to get into position. So fuckbook can take me.
Nice.
Gladius. Fucking why not?
Yeah. Paul Bearer. What? Oh, now I'm here.
Wrestling's ridiculous.
This is not the world.
Like, okay, so Paul Bearer started out as, God, what was it? Percy something. And he was kind of like, because wrestling regionalizes really heavily, so like Southern wrestling, your kind of Memphis territory wrestling was very different to sort of your Northern your Northern wrestling. And so like, some of the characters were very much Southern stereotypes. Like, one of them was called like Brother Love, who was a big, you know, kind of big tent preacher, evangelist sort of thing. And I like one of, I can't remember his full name.
Was a racist.
Yeah. Well, you know, sort of
Answer me.
a granddad racist.
Yeah.
Something I need to check.
Let's
go back.
And like fucking, so Paul Bearer played this character called Percy something, and he kind of still had that voice. And I think it's like some kind of weird Southern dandy or some shit, like some deranged, I don't know what Southern homosexual sounded like, maybe he's not gay, I don't know. And then it just translated across to Paul Bearer, so it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's a zombie Undertaker. Oh, that's cool, that completely fits into like fucking, you know, late 80s, early 90s WWF. And this is the guy that like fucking runs him and controls him and is mysterious, he's Paul Bearer. Oh yeah, that's cool, he's got an urn. The urn is full of ashes or something that fucking control the Undertaker. Right. On fucking board. I am completely down with this fucking fictional world. And like, it's easy when he, you know, because he'd march out and introduce the Undertaker and go, oh, my Undertaker! You're like, okay, cool. But they'd have him do like, because he for ages did the talking. Like, Undertaker did very little originally, like in terms of like delivering big speeches. He'd usually just say rest in peace and then roll his eyes in the back of his head. And so you'd have like 5 minutes worth of this weird little fat orb man looking like his neck was trying to eat his head, and then just going, oh, my Undertaker! And if I could burden any human with a living curse, it would be to sound like Paul Bearer just all the time. Like, if you couldn't switch that off, that would be an absolute living nightmare. Like, that's the kind of thing I'd do if you ran over my kid. Like, that's the fucking...
I want someone to McDonald's to sound like that. Just
yeah.
Welcome to McDonald's!
Okay, so... doing bar work affords you the ability to be kind of more of a weird and just asshole than normal because people are drunk.
Yeah.
One time we were doing like the Good Food and Wine show where we're doing like just brand rep work where we're just like selling vodka and I think I was like on the Appleton Estate rum side, which was easy enough for me because I drank a lot of Appleton Estate. So I was like, yeah, I can talk about that for money and free piles of Appleton Estate. I mean, it's great fucking work if you get it. Like, but so you know, one of the guys I was working with had been like sipping a little heavily. Like, you all sip a little.
Yeah.
You know, to kind of keep a social, mellow vibe going, and you know, you maybe have a little bit every now and again. A friend of ours on the last day had been kind of putting it away, like having proper drinks almost. And so, what started out as a then, you know, in that period of human history, quite innocent Bill Cosby impression.
Oh, dear.
Slowly degenerated. Like, so he's like, you know, what I would like to do is prepare for you a beverage. But like, as he got drunker and drunker, it just kept getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then he just pours. But like, and there are people standing there, and the great thing about having a booze display is people want the fucking booze. If you were there with like a cheese-filled kielbasa, which people had, you're not gonna sit through a quasi-drunk, deranged ghost of Bill Cosby shrieking at you.
Wait, was this before the rape?
Yeah. This was pre-rape. You wouldn't get away with it now.
Yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to pretend to be Bill Cosby and serve people drinks, you know, in 2018. No, those days are fucking over. This was like the, you know, the sweet innocent time of 2000 and I want to say 2008. I did them like 3 years in a fucking row, and the first year was absolutely fucking brutal because like I also had night work, but like you do the fucking, you know, so I did the Good Food and Wine show from 7 to 5, and then my regular bar work from 8 to 3 in the morning, and then I'd have 4 hours of screaming, panicked sleep where dreams would tear at my soul, and then I'd wake up and do it all again. And the good thing about Sundays in a bar is they can be really fucking quiet. You know, nothing can happen. And nothing was happening this Sunday in the bar, and I was just like washing and polishing glassware. So the glassware looks nice when you put a drink into it. And while I was doing this, the manager just comes up and goes, "You're right, Gabe, maybe we should just take a minute." And I realized that I've been crying. Just polishing glassware and just tears. Like, I'm just crying. Like, I'm not crying, I'm sobbing. I don't look sad really exactly. I don't look happy. But it's just, I'm just crying while I fucking polish the glassware. Because, you know, that was it. Like, I'd used, you know, 2 days on the run, I'd used, like, the last ditch bits of panic energy watching a deranged white Bill Cosby try to give rum to people.
That's fair.
And then, you know, do actual fucking... Adrian! Okay, the greatest artist. Hodor. Hadrian. Hadrian! Okay, it says something on the fucking... Nazcal.
Is that what it says?
What are we supposed to be even doing here? N-A-S-C-A-L. Look, don't get us to solve your fucking captures, game.
Fucking ancient captures. I don't know if that's actually it, but oh fuck it. Well,
I'm a brain wizard. I solve puzzles.
That's not okay.
Look at that. You unlocked the goo hole.
I don't want to go in the goo hole.
Shut up. Go in the goo hole. It's fine.
I don't like these puppets.
It's fine. All right. It's the goo hole. It's wonderful.
I don't think the other painting had anything written on it.
I don't think it did either. Like, that's how I know I'm heterosexual, is vaginas are objectively disgusting, and yet I'm drawn to them.
Absolutely.
Like, imagine if you like, fucking, your dad had to sell you on that, like a career, or like the uni that he wants you to go to. You know, sitting down and trying to explain how you should be, like, just enamored with what essentially looks like a herniated armpit. Just like, but you know, yeah, it looks like a herniated armpit, Aaron, but wait, it also oozes. Like, oozes what? Stuff. Sometimes blood. Fuck yeah.
Me at ooze.
Yeah, sign me up for heterosexuality. Give me the fucking, that's...
Get him, book.
It's kind of hairy and weird. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'll take 3. Yeah.
Because yeah, that's the test. Like, if you're ever worried about being gay, if you're a male, just look at a miniature penis. If your answer is, hey, I like that.
Some of them look really organized, and others of them look like a dropped pastrami sandwich. You'll want to put your head near these. Science can't explain that. Science can't explain it. It's all wrong. Tide goes in, vagina comes out.
You see?
Ooh.
Living evil puppet. Hell yeah.
I think the book is like a kinky book. It likes lots of
I think
things.
the book is a kinky book. Methinks the book doth be a kinky book.
I think the book is 360 headbeard.
It's 50 Shades of Grey.
There's blood there. I'll never
safe.
forget one of the worst nights I ever had at the bar.
This will be good.
Was when I was just, sitting there at the side, fucking next to the coffee machine, minding my own fucking business, drinking my green tea, and this munt of a human being came up, like this lady. And lady is a word I use very liberally here, because fuck it.
She was not ladylike.
No.
Ma'am, you may be a lady, but you are not ladylike.
Eyes, the really...
Yeah. No, when one's more shut than the other.
Yeah, and they don't look at you.
Yeah.
They never look at you. So
No,
she
they just
kind
look
of
through you.
sidles up to me, just like shifted up, and like stands next to me. And it just
Menopause.
goes, "Oh, I think you should take me home." And there's this deep, like, sort of breaky voice. And I just go, "Yeah, I think not." And then I just walk behind the bar and go into the storeroom.
Yeah, just hide.
Because I'm like, I gotta get away from this human being.
You have to hide.
And so she kind of just like toned down, just sort of like goes into a little bit of a rage and just wanders to the other side of the bar and starts harassing other people. When they I see the like sort of recoil and sort of. Then she just starts she just leaves the bar. She's got a glass, and Chris is like, I think she's got glass. And I'm like, just let her take it, dude. I'm just let her take it.
Just let it walk
It's
away.
a fucking $2 glass. Like, just let it go.
It's a nightmarish harpy.
Oh, dude, this thing was.
In Melbourne, me and a bunch, me and about 5 other guys were drinking at this nice place, and it was the upstairs of the nice place. It was the even nicer place, and this trashed middle-aged yoga teacher, kind of looking looks like she'd be in a yoga or a spin class or something, wanders up again, one eye closed more than the other, plonks her elbow down on our table, just dead interrupts the conversation, looks around at us, just goes, "Oh shit, yous are all gay, aren't yous?" And so everyone chuckles and we start making fun of her to her face. I just go, "For you? Yes." And she just starts explaining, again, it's at the point where she's not registering, information. Just starts explaining that she's trying to find a man for a friend who's, even drunker somehow. And so she's just going, just fucking grabbing whatever. And, we're literally just making fun of her to her face. But there was this glassy there who was, 20 and really young looking. And if there's one thing life has taught me, is drunk middle-aged chicks are really predatory toward, fucking twinky little young guys.
Yes, they are.
And so I was just like, "Oh, why don't you talk to, fucking so-and-so over there? He's young and single and ready to mingle." And she just looks at him. And then we get, probably one of my favorite things, because I've dealt with so many fucking, again, part of my job and just living on public transport and shit, I'm just dealing with the fucking weirdos. And so, my absolute most... Mention of puppets!
End of the suffering!
So, my peak schadenfreude is watching other people have to fucking deal with this shit. So... she kind of stumbles off and doesn't even go in his direction. She just kind of walks away. About 20 minutes later, we sort of realize that she's cornered him. And he's doing that thing where, you ever try to, feed your dog a tablet and it's, pulling its face back and, sealing its lips? He's, doing that. He's, against the wall, just holding 2 glasses going,
Fantastic.
I need an adult.
Fucking health have no scareth.
Oh, it's
like a drunk harpy.
It's funny, because, that's the kind of thing that, a woman would pitch a fit about and go rape or something. But, for us, it's just fucking hilarious watching this dude get, he's kind of vaguely assaulted by this drunk chick. God, it was funny. He's fine, You just tell her to go away. I mean...
I get a good story out of it.
Yeah, well, the hardest, thing to deal with is, if they cry or get sad or something.
Yeah.
Because, you gotta deal with that.
If they start, cry, why won't you fucking look at me. It's kind of like, lady, I'm just trying to do my job. Go away. Exactly, kid outside screaming on the street.
That's great. That's great. Just outside screaming. What's going on outside? Screams. Like, this is not an uncommon thing you'll see. It happens, like, it's one of my favorite things is, like, especially, like, if the glassy is, like, a young guy with, like, very little sort of bar work experience and shit, like, it is absolutely Christmas to just fucking nudge in their direction some, you know, god-awful vomit harpy.
Dude, like, people, like, complain about drunk men, but some of the shit I've seen drunk women pull...
Oh, yeah. Like, well, it's the issue of, like, you know...
They're a woman. Like, who's gonna, like, what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, that, and, you know... You have to get up early in the morning to rape me. You know, there'd be planning involved. You need to get a bunch of friends, you know, you need to drug me somehow. You need to drug me in a way that makes me too weak to fight back, but also still able to get an erection. Which is a very specific level of drugging. Like, you know, again, you have to go to a shop. Like, there's... You know, for me, I just have to fall on you. Like, literally, you just roll over. It's like, hey, welcome to Cuddle Jail. Population U. And so that's the ultimate difference. It's like, you know, as obnoxious as drunk women are, even they know they're harmless, which is why they act like worse levels of trash. A dude will do anything knowing that another person might punch him in the fucking face. And that kind of, like, it kind of mediates behavior in the public sphere. I mean, every now and then you do actually need to slug a cunt in the face, but, you know.
My favorite thing ever at a video game bar was just a drunk fucking geek's idea of flirting was beating the shit out of a woman at a game, like, with no remorse in the slightest.
Shouting about it.
Yeah.
That was the best
You're
bit.
really bad at this.
Like, just fuck you, fuck. And it's like,
welcome to this.
Are you sucking at this specifically to make other people in the room laugh? Because if you're doing that, it's fucking brilliant.
He speaks the truth, baby.
Because it happened all the fucking time. Just this dude who'd, like, brought this girl out on a date and just, like, beat the shit out in front of all of her friends.
Like, the best one I ever saw was a girl ordered 2 drinks and the guy didn't hear that, so he just sidled up and goes, make that 2. And she just looks at him and goes, I ordered 2. And he was not prepared. He probably had, like, parries and set play and tech for, like, any other response, but I ordered 2. It was just like, it's just, no.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Wait, that too.
Oh, buy the Gabriel ring.
I don't have enough money for the Gabriel
it confers
ring.
+2 pectorals!
It actually gives you defense.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I've been doing, like, conditioning work again, and I forgot how well I'd conditioned my forehead. Because, like, my housemate, who's done, like, 2 years of Muay Thai, can punch me in the head as hard as he can. Like, granted, wearing gloves. But, you know. Yeah. Well, see, I've done, like, enough wrestling to do, like, neck stands.
Oh.
Yeah, and like, okay, so here's a fun exercise for you at home. It's great for beginners, don't worry, you'll be fine. Just like, okay, so bend over, put your hands on the ground, tilt forward, and, like, take some of the weight with your hands. Like, you're gonna kind of do, like, a weird bent push-up. Now, keep your back straight and your legs straight, though. So there's going to be a bit of a stretch. And you lower your head to the forehead to the ground, and then let your forehead take the weight, and then take your hands away, and just stand on your noggin. And then that's how you learn to brace for impact.
Look, what I want you to do at home is I want you to get up in the morning, get out of bed. You've done that, you've been doing better than me already. Good work.
Yeah. We have Greenpeace in now to, like, hose you out of bed.
I'm gonna go in a magic.
What is going on in this fucking game?
Like,
I feel like you've skipped important shit at every opportunity.
no.
Oh, hey, Jesus. Oh, no. It's not Jesus.
Romeo exit.
Fucking...
Are you kidding, babe? The damn supreme...
Romeo, why is your face out of the PS2 era, but the rest of your body not?
Oh, yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up. Ah, you stupid fuckbook.
Our forces, our army.
This kind of just throws you in and then doesn't explain anything.
Again, like, complexity, they go... Every anime, shitty fucking anime fucking game and show and movie does this, where they'll just, you know, have a deranged, insanely complex world, when they could have just told a simple fucking story and let some of the world building just take care of itself, you know, like, just... Like, what's going on with Kingdom Hearts lately? Because I saw like a chunk of something for Kingdom Hearts 3, and all I've seen is like this weird munted Goofy, and I didn't understand because before this, I'll tell you what happened. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'll play Kingdom Hearts 1. I was like, I'll get through this game because it looks fun. It's got characters that I like. It seems like a cool concept. I'll play Kingdom Hearts 1. And then I see this kind of fucking weird zombie Goofy or some shit. I'm like, I am done with the Kingdom Hearts series until somebody explains this to me.
Alright, so basically, when they go to different Disney worlds, they transform into whatever that world is. So he's a monster from Monsters Inc.
Oh,
so like
alright.
when you go to My Little Mermaid, like Donald turns into like this like sort of turtle and shit. Or is he a squid? I think he's a squid. Goofy's a turtle. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's
so they have so there's Monsters Inc. characters.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's easy.
Honestly, the story's not as convoluted as people like to say. It's just
Someone said something about the ending to one of them.
it just a shitload of them just hit fast and quickly. And it just kept swapping things around a lot.
I just feel like they're that peak level of the Japanese shit I hate. I wonder if that guy's here to be friends with you.
Probably not, eh?
Telegram for fucking... Okay.
I hit him and he exploded.
Alright.
Now I have to be fucking rape McBookface. A reading rape bow. I can rape anything.
The reading dude, bro.
Dude bros are fascinating to me.
In Australia, they're called mate cunts.
That fucking broke me, that.
It's fucking true, though. It's weird.
It is.
That was something I was thinking about, like, earlier. There's, like, hey, Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick is the whitest name.
Yeah.
But also literally Chad. Like, he's literally, like, I think more people should call him Chad. Because I think he'd tell them to stop after a while. I think he really would not appreciate being called Chad.
No, it's a bad name.
Sup, Chad?
Chad?
Chadwick.
Yo, Chad.
Hello, Chadwick.
Chadley.
You know, it's like the fucking... the guy from that emo band that died. Chester Bennington.
That is he sounds like he's out of Paddington Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, Chester Bennington.
Chester Barrington.
Let's go to the
Chester
ball.
Bennington and Chadwick Boseman. They live in Gumdrop Lane.
And then you got fucking Elon Musk, who's an android.
This is getting
I watched fucking Black Panther. Yes, was it yesterday? Yeah,
Was it out
yesterday.
now?
Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like, it's not the world's greatest movie because I don't know. I've actually bothered to watch art and shit produced by black people before this. What's really? All right. Oh, fuck your gate. Like, it's weird, because one of the things I keep seeing in the reviews is, like, it mentions things. And it's like, hey, why is Frieza here? And it's like, A, it mentions things in, like, the most circumfucking-spect way. And B, what black people material have you watched that doesn't mention the fucking black experience? Like, good fucking God. You know?
Friday. And Friday after next.
I'm pretty sure, no, Friday after next, probably. Like, I mean, if you've only ever watched the Medeas, but again, that's on you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more familiar with the black struggle than fucking half these goddamn American cunts, because I bothered to actually go, it's like, oh yeah, fucking, let's experience some black creators.
Finally, you know, black fucking, you know, whatever, when you haven't bothered to look.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest thing about, like, fucking modern geekdom, is the idea of, like, looking is just gone.
Inclusive, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean,
have you looked?
Yeah, in the old days, you had to fucking, it was a struggle to find anything, ever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was a fucking uphill battle. You had to make a date with TV, and then sometimes the network could just make your TV show go away. Like, it was like another 6 years before, after it came out, before I could fucking watch the last 4 episodes of fucking Futurama in Australia, because Channel 7 just didn't play them.
Didn't renew the contract.
Yeah, no, they didn't fucking play the last, like, I think it was like the last 4 episodes they just didn't play. And like, that was just how shit went for years and years, you know? You had to be fucking lucky to find a fucking thing. So I got, and that was like, that's where a lot of the fucking gatekeepery beard shit from like early nerd stuff came from too. It was like, because you had to find a cunt who knew shit, and that knowledge was a level of authority. So you go like, oh yeah, I gotta, you know. And that like, the more obscure, the less people knew about it, the more important and more interesting it was. Like, you know. I've fucking found a comic written by a fucking African druid that's only printed in tattoos on a Dutch child's back. Fuck yeah, I win this now. I win forever. I've got the fucking most little scene. Like, that's like, you know, invisibility was a big part of it. I had to find the like least fucking seen shit.
I can't hurt this thing.
Alright, well, I suggest...
Alright, he can. I'll give this game something. Like, the monster design on some of them looks really cool, but they all do the same thing. Yeah. That's kind of lame.
Well, it's just this one fucking same goddamn engine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and it's like, you know, because spoilers, like, the villain is done slightly better. Like, again, I don't think he's that much of a fucking improvement on the general Marvel pattern. It's just they actually remember to give him one scene of personal characterization.
Yay.
Which is all you fucking need, and it was a good scene. Yeah, again, like, you know, Fresh Prince dealt with this shit. Did you not watch Fresh Prince? Because I watched Fresh Prince.
Like in the episode where they get arrested for driving the car and get thrown in jail, like, that's heavy.
Or the episode where fucking, like, when they're in, like, college or uni or whatever, and, like, you know, Carlton, like, because it was the argument over, like, what is black.
Yeah.
And, like, Carlton was arguing with, like, the fucking, you know, black power dude, because he was calling him a traitor and a whitey and stuff like that. And, like, that's a complex fucking argument about the nature of ethnicity and identity in a structure where you don't get a choice over what your, you know, identity is. Like, it's, like, bound to something that is, you know, beyond your control. And again, Fresh Prince. That was on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Channel 7, man. you fucking goddamn watch, you know, go watch Meteor Man. I must be the only white person in Australia who watched that movie. It's a good movie. That dealt with shit. Cypress Hill had a cameo in Meteor Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, I don't think there's a single fucking black thing that hasn't, like, addressed racial issues, because it's kind of at the forefront.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of a thing that comes up over the course of a fucking afternoon.
Yeah.
It is funny, though, because the villain in this one is basically like, God, you know, everything England did was shitty. I got it. I'll do exactly what they did. Because that's the plan. He's just like, oh, you know, through dumb luck, we've got a serious technological advantage over the whole world. Yeah, we should just colonize it and run it properly. You know, run it properly, as in with an absolute monarchy that changes monarchs with ritual combat, because that's a sensible way to, like, run a fucking civilization.
Sounds like it to me.
In the 20th century, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, the technology looks good. I'm just saying I like the ability, you know, I like the ability to criticize the government, you know. I don't want, like, fucking a Dora Explorer to come and, like, fucking kick my door down and stab me with a magic fucking spear because I was like, you know, I'm not really fussed on T'Challa's rules.
Downspoken us. You must be in ritual combat now.
I know, now I gotta fight, like, you know, M'Baku in ritual combat. And, like, that's the other thing, too. There's like this one funny thing of, like, they've got an entire tribe of Kimbo Slices that live in the mountains. And they're kind of dicks to him. And it's like, why would you be dicks to an entire tribe of Kimbo Slices? Like, they, you know, at the very least, they're gonna make your life difficult. I mean, it's kind of sloppily paced at times. Overall, still a very good film. Some of the effects are a bit weird.
I think we got a movie voucher somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, again, it's like, I do really like T'Challa. Like, it's hard to do that kind of, you know, yeah, it's a hard character to pull off without having him feel like, again, an absolute monarch and dick, you know. And I think, like, Chadwick Boseman actually does a really good job.
The main problem for me is sitting down in a movie theater for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I can't exactly sit long term. It really
they have beanbags at the place that I go to.
I don't think I'd get out of a beanbag if I went in one, dude. Just fucking eat meat.
I would run away and leave you there. But, like, so, like, Killmonger is, you know, it was originally, like, Wakandan, and they sort of just, they killed his dad and dumped him in this state. Just left him, just fucking abandoned him. And so, you know, he went, you know, fucking, if you're black in the US and have no way of getting out, hey, the military is there. So he got into the military, then into the CIA, and then, you know, scarred his body for every kill, which is where you see all the lumps on him and shit. He doesn't just have allergies. I thought he had allergies.
Yeah, I got a wicked case of fucking dust mite bites.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the end fight, like, the end fight between him and T'Challa wasn't that great because of some weird lighting choices that kind of spoiled a bit of, like one thing I really liked about the Black Panther's fight scenes in Civil War was you could really see, you know, there were elements that looked
like
different
choreographers though.
Yeah, but I mean lighting. Like a big chunk of it's the lighting. It just winds up making the kind of suit look a lot more like the lighting and like the suit can absorb kinetic energy and do these discharge things, which gives it this purple rippling. So between that and the lighting, it just makes it just really heightens the CG element of the fucking suit. So the result just sort of looked like a shitty cutscene. Like, there's two scenes very specifically, like at the kind of around the end that sort of stick out. But those are counteracted a little bit by like some really, you know, fairly good battle scenes on the surface.
Oh, go through the fucking cliff with skulls on the sides. That can't be anything bad.
That's fine.
The Order of Nathaniel. The Order of Nathan. G'day.
Fucking, the folklore plains. This is where stories come from.
Sweet. Look, I'm getting sick of you face fuckers. Hey.
Oi.
Yeah, eat my power.
So, like, you know, Killmonger's plan is to, like, take, you know, Wakandan technology and shit and just, like, kind of, I think, arm just, like, random clusters of black people around the world. Because he talks about, like, overthrowing oppression. So I'm like, okay, so are some Chinese people gonna get this shit? Or is it just black? Like, is this just a racial thing? Because rather weird.
Twice as high. Take a look. I'm in a book. You're reading ergo.
We made reading rainbow. It keeps going.
Can't go anywhere. Bearers to know and ways to grow. You're reading ergo. I can kill anything. Take a look. I'm in a book. A reading ergo. A reading ergo. A reading ergo.
The voice actors must have had a fun with this game. You weren't ready for that.
What the fuck? No! Because, like, that came out of nowhere and it just kept going. I was like, I'll stop now.
I think I'm done with this game.
I think I'm done. Like...
Keep It Classy is proudly sponsored completely by its fans. We thank you for your support.
It expanded somehow. I'll have you know